Hello everyone, this is John from RPGs and More. And in today's episode we're going to cover the next section of my solo adventure using the Prince Valiant storytelling game. And not to bury the lead, but this will probably be the last session I use the pure Prince Valiant storytelling game system in and of itself without a whole lot of house rules. But we'll get to that later. Scene 6. Descent. The shadows surrounded him as he slowly descended into the black pit. Burdened by the torch, but wholly dependent upon its light, John found the path treacherous. Brawn plus agility equals 6 dice. 4 successes. However, descend he did, slowly and steadily. He was aided by an old rope that he'd found tied to one of the rocks just inside the mouth of the pit. It was likely left behind by the man he sought, and the first real evidence that he wasn't sent on some fool's errand. After a short while, he reached a slightly flat space in the descent and leaned against the wall to rest. Are the creatures here hostile? 2 successes. No, but. Does he see them? Presence plus hunting equals 3 dice, 2 successes. John's eyes snap towards this slinking shadow with bright golden eyes. He freezes as he examines the eyes and understands that he was being hunted. Or he was being examined in turn and hunted. He heard a low growl, and his hand slipped towards the sword hilt at his side. "Easy, I'm not here for you," he spoke as he slowly edged to the side and put his back to the wall. Soothe the thing. Presence, 2 dice. 2 successes. Critical becomes 3. The golden eyes winked out for a moment before suddenly rushing forwards. John got a brief glimpse of the wildcat as it sprinted past him towards the path to the surface. Then it was gone. Must have been hungry and wanted to hunt, John muttered to himself, as if trying to convince anyone else that he knew what had happened. Scene ends. Scene 7. The dark was oppressive as John stepped out into the top of the set of crumbling steps. Rough carven walls to his right and open blackness to his left, he slowly descended the steps. What rough hands had carved these steps was difficult to tell by torchlight, but the weathered and broken stonework of the space at the bottom was made of decidedly Roman-looking stones. The rough walkway had the look of a broken battlement, and at the edge of his torchlight, there was the shine of dull metal. Turning towards the shine, John began to pick his way carefully along the rubble-strewn and rough, flat flagstones towards the torchlit, revealed wooden door set into a subterranean tower. Rough terrain. Target number of successes, 4. Brawn roll. 1 success equals a failure. With a loud crack, a stone splits beneath John's foot after he'd put his weight on it. With a loud cry, John falls into darkness. Brawn save. Target number of successes, 3. 3 successes rolled. John manages to cover his head with his arms as he falls and rolls as he hits the bottom. It takes a few moments for him to gather himself and retrieve his sputtering torch from the ground where it had fallen with him. Just as he regained the wooden brand, John became conscious of an array of hungry, hissing noises as a large rat, bigger than he'd ever seen, lunged for his throat. Brawn plus brawling equals 3 successes. The rat had 4 dice. He got 3 successes. John and the rat grapple as the beast gnaws upon the wood of the quickly raised brand. Brawn, 5 dice, 2 successes. Rat, 4 dice, 3 successes. Giant rat. John loses 1 brawn. John cries out again in pain as the creature's claws and teeth find their mark. He is quickly knocked down and attempts to kick the rat away so that he can grasp his dagger. Brawn plus dexterity equals 5 dice. He gets 2 successes. Rat has 4 dice, gets 2 successes. The kick wasn't enough, and man and beast resume the grappling with fervor. Now just brawn with 4 dice equals 1 success, while the rat also has 4 dice but gets 2 successes. John loses another brawn as the rat again wounds him. Now he has 3 dice to his brawn and gets 1 success. The rat has 4 dice and gets 2 successes. Once more, John is brought down into the ground, bleeding profusely. Now, with just 2 dice to his brawn, John only receives 1 success, while the rat, still at 4 dice, has 2 successes. They struggle once more, now wounded and slagging. John only has 1 brawn dice left for this grapple. He gets 1 success, so it counts as 2. However, the giant rat with 4 dice, rolls 3 successes, securing the last success needed to reduce John to 0 brawn. In a darkened pit underneath the earth, where no one can see, the brave John succumbs to the jaws of this giant rat and is seen no more. And that puts an end to this session and this section of the story of the Prince Valiant storytelling game. This is the last session where I use the unmodified Prince Valiant rules. In the following sessions, I'll be using a highly modified, highly house-ruled version of the game that I refer to as Chivalry and Passion. I look forward to sharing those with you as well, as they share the same core principles of the Prince Valiant storytelling game while adding a fantasy flair. And I will transform the Hawkhearth Manor into this fantasy realm. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. If you would like to leave a like and a comment to let me know what you thought, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, either way, I hope you have a good time again, and peace be with you. Bye-bye.